Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Praise God. I'm so glad to be back. It's just been a year. Tama mo, 1 year ko lang naman dito ako, di ba, last March. Last year. And so I really been looking forward to this time to be with you. I know some of you attended the seminar kung sa ating The Kingdom Come. Sino po yung naka-attend doon? The Kingdom Come. Okay, there's a few here. At least sa mga nagpas na kami, sigurado lang sa langit yan. But praise God, you were able to join us. And let me check this one. Yeah. There's this one verse. That we looked at last week, Monday and Tuesday night. The Apostle Paul wrote his last letter before he was beheaded as a warning to all Christians. Sabi po niya dito sa 2 Timothy 3 verse 1, I want you to know this, Timothy, that in the last days, it's going to be very difficult to be a Christian. Friends, we know that it's not easy to be a Christian these days. If the Apostle Paul here is talking about future events, we can confidently say that future has already arrived. Ngayon, this is already the last days. Napakarami po ng mga tukso. There's so many temptations. There's so many allurements. Napakarami po ng mga nangyayari sa buhay natin that can cause people to stop following the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm sure most of us here, if not all of us, know somebody kasama natin sa fellowship sa una, they've been coming to church probably, and then today, they're no longer here with us. I'm sure lahat po tayo, we know of someone who is no longer following the Lord. Now, it's okay if they just move to another church. I mean, if it's still an evangelical church, no problem, they're still part of the kingdom. What is unfortunate is that some people, they totally turned their back on the Lord Jesus Christ. They went back to their former way of life, or they adopted a new lifestyle that is not pleasing to the Lord. But friends, we need to remind ourselves that all of us are vulnerable. Lahat po tayo pwedeng dumating sa punto na we will turn our back on the Lord Jesus. If we are not careful, if we are not taking care of ourselves spiritually. And so this afternoon, I want to answer this question: how do we keep pressing on? Paano kung paraan na we can continue running this race whatever happens in life? Whether your prayers are answered or not, whether you're facing some difficulties in life, whatever the situation, that you will continue to follow the Lord. This reminds me of a story that happened in the 19th Olympic Games in 1968. This was held in Mexico City. We know that Olympic Games has many events. In this particular event, this is the marathon. Yung marathon po, 42 kilometers. There were several countries represented in this marathon. There were 75 runners who started the race. Pero 57 lang ang nakatapos. Only 57 crossed the finish line. Now the first one, the winner, did not make the headline news. What made the headline news is the number 57, the last one to cross the finish line. Ito po si John Stephen Aquari. Yung kwento po, John Aquari is from Tanzania. Halfway in this 42-kilometer race, mga 19 kilometer, they were jogging for position, and then he tripped himself. And so he fell, he hit his shoulder on the pavement, and then he dislocated a knee. Yan po, yan knee na yan. He dislocated the knee. And so the paramedics came, gave him some first aid, and then advised him to just rest in the hospital. Pero si John Stephen Aquari said, no, I'm going to finish the race. And so, iika-ika siya just to continue running the race. When he entered the stadium, you can see that there are no more people in the stadium. Siya na yung pinakahuli. The sun was already down. But finally, when he crossed the finish line, there were a few reporters there who gathered around him, and then they asked him the most obvious question. The question, why did you continue running the race? I mean, it's understandable if you quit the race because you got hurt. Bakit ka pa nagpatuloy? His answer made the headline news the following day. Ang sagot po niya, sabi niya, my country did not send me 5,000 miles to start the race. They sent me 5,000 miles to finish the race. Friends, that's what you call tenacity. That's what you call determination. Kahit anong mangyari, patuloy siyang tatakbo. And that's what we need among Christians today. Na kahit anong mangyari, kahit bumalik ka ng Pilipinas, kahit wala kang papeles at pinauwi ka, pagdating sa Pilipinas, patuloy ka pa rin sa iyong pananampalataya. Patuloy ka pa rin magsiserve sa Panginoon. And even here, kahit hindi na-answer yung mga panalangin mo, kahit na you're going through problems, you will continue running the race. Because friends, in the Christian life, it's not so much how you start the race that is important, it's how you end the race. Sometimes how we start is very dramatic. Meron iba sa atin dito naging Kristiyano, talaga naman maiiyak ka sa kwento niya. Kasi talagang maalaala mo kaya ang kwento niya, paano siya naging Kristiyano. But friends, it's not important how you started. What is most important is how you end the race. Kung natapos mo ba yung race. And so we titled this sermon, I Press On. At babasahin po natin 5 verses from the book of Philippians. Let me read us. I'm going to please stand. Tayo po tayo lahat. And let's read together Philippians chapter 3, starting with verse 10. All together now. Ready, read.
I want to know Christ and experience the mighty power that raised him from the dead. I want to suffer with him, sharing in his death, in order that I may attain the resurrection from the dead. Not that I have already obtained all this, or I have already been made perfect, but I press on to take hold of that for which Christ Jesus took hold of me. No, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Christ Jesus, calls.
Let's pray. Most gracious God, our loving Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for the privilege to come together as your children, to study your words. And Lord, we pray that this scripture that we have just read will help each one of us to understand how we can continue running the race despite the changes, the challenges, and even the crisis that we will face. And so Lord, we ask right now that you remove any hindrance, cover us with your precious blood, and Lord, we pray that each one of us will leave this sanctuary with a special touch from you. This is our prayer in Jesus' name, and God's people say, Amen. Amen. May take your seats. Praise God. You know, the book of Philippians, which we just read here, is considered to be the happiest letter the Apostle Paul wrote. In fact, if you read this book from the King James Version, the word rejoice appears how many times? Ilang beses? Give me a number. Come on, give me a number. Yung mga nag-enter ng book of Revelation, what's the number? 7. There are 7 times to read the word rejoice in the King James Version sa book ng Philippians. If you read other versions, there's 9 words, rejoice. And so some people misunderstand this book. They think that this book because the Apostle Paul is rejoicing so much in this book. Maybe he wrote this book while he is on top of a cruise ship, sunbathing, drinking a cold glass of lemonade. Well, friends, that's not the setting when he wrote this book. When he wrote this book, he was actually in prison. He was chained to a Roman guard 24 hours a day. Now, try to imagine this, the Apostle Paul, he has committed himself to the task of preaching the gospel. He sacrificed so that he can accomplish this task. But because of a false accusation, he was in prison, not knowing if he will live or die after this imprisonment. If there's any man who has every right to be discouraged, it's the Apostle Paul. If there's any man who has the right to give up, it's the Apostle Paul. But friends, twice we read here in this passage, and sabi niya, I press on, I press on. There's something here about his mindset that keeps him running the race even in the midst of difficulties. He was in a life and death crisis. He could die in this imprisonment, but he continued running the race. So friends, this is what I'd like for us to learn. How is it that can help us continue running the race even in the midst of difficulties? What is this mindset? Ano itong kay John Stephen Aquari na determination to continue running the race? What is this commitment that the Apostle Paul had? I'd like for us to study at least 3 commitments to help us keep pressing on. At least 3 commitments. Let's look at our passage. In verse 10, it says here, I want to know Christ. He knows what He wants. Meron siyang direksyon. Meron siyang gusto ma-attain. And then in verse 11, in order that I may attain. Meron siyang goal in life. And then in verse 12, not that I've already obtained all this or I've already arrived at my goal. Alam niya kung yung goal niya, he knows if he has arrived or not. And then, yung nasa verse 10, I want to know Christ. Brothers and sisters, if we want to continue running the race, kahit ano man ang hinaharap natin, number 1, we need to find our purpose. You need to have a purpose in life. Kailangan meron kang goal in life. Kasi kapag wala ka ng goal, if you don't have a purpose, then friends, life is no longer worth living. In fact, everything in life hangs on one word. Everything in life hangs on that one word, and that word is purpose. Lahat po sa buhay natin nakahang on that one word. Kasi kapatid, if you have no purpose, your life becomes worthless. Pag wala ng purpose ang buhay mo, many people will commit suicide because they have lost their purpose. I'm sure most of the ladies here would know itong taong ipapakita ko rito. Sino nga ito? Si Kate Spade. Di ba yung mga bag niya? Yan ay signature bag. Medyo mahal ata yan. Hindi ko pa naibili ang misis ko niyan. Pero si Kate Spade committed suicide last year. Now sometimes you have to think, bakit siya nag-suicide? I mean, she has everything. She's a fashion icon. She's rich. She's famous. Nasa kanya na lahat. And yet, she committed suicide. Dito sa kaso ni Kate Spade, she left a suicide note for her daughter, si Bea. Bea was just 13 years old when she committed suicide to mother. Sabi niya sa kanyang suicide note, kung iniwan ka, sabi niya, Bea, I always love you. This is not your fault as Daddy. Ibig sabihin, nagkaroon ng problema siya at saka yung kanyang husband. You know what, friends? Even if you have everything in life, pag meron kang problema sa horizontal relationship with your spouse, with your children, sometimes nawawala ng kabuluhan kahit anong yaman mo. Hindi po ba? Minsan dito, nagpapakahirap tayo dito sa Italy, ibinubuhos mo lahat. Pagkatapos kung yung anak mo na nasa Pilipinas, let's say, naging drug addict, para bang lahat ng paghihirap mo dito na wala ng saysay? Kasi you've been sacrificing so much for your horizontal relationships. Pagkatapos walang nangyari, kaya yung iba, they just commit suicide. Pero kapatid, kahit na nagkagulo yung horizontal relationship mo, kung yung vertical relationship mo with God is strong, patuloy ka pa rin. Mananalig ka pa rin sa Diyos. You continue to trust God even if your horizontal relationships are going bad. But if your vertical relationship with God is strong, kakapit ka sa Kanya. Kaya kapatid, napaka-importante ng having a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, your life becomes worthless. Last year, isa pa ng suicide, that's Anthony Bourdain. Ay, ewan ko kung nanood kayo ng CNN, meron siyang programa sa CNN, nag-suicide din siya. Dahil naman to sa girlfriend niya, na nakuna ng picture, may kasama ibang lalaki. Wala siyang iniwan na suicide note. And so, haka-haka lang ko na posibleng yun ang reason bakit siya nag-suicide. But friends, the list is getting long of so many people who have committed suicide. People, they have the riches, they have the fame, they have the pleasure, and yet life becomes worthless. Kaya napaka-importante, you need to find your purpose. Bakit ka ba nandito sa Italy? Why are you here? Why are you working here in Bologna? If your purpose is wrong, then friends, life becomes worthless. Kaya dapat tama ang purpose natin. Not only that, not only should our purpose be, we should have a purpose, but if you have the wrong purpose, your life is wasted. Pagka mali ang purpose mo, kapatid, na pinili, then your life is wasted. I mean, try to imagine a husband, let's say, he's working so hard, nag-overtime siya, wala siyang panahon para sa pamilya niya, he's working even on Sunday, he's trying to climb the ladder of success. Sa kanyang pag-climb sa ladder of success, he would step on people just to climb the ladder of success. He doesn't have time for his children, he doesn't have time for his wife. Pagkatapos, he reached the height of the ladder of success. Pagdating na sa taas, it's very lonely. Wala siyang kasama, yung asawa niya, iniwanan na siya, yung mga anak niya, doesn't have any connection with him. Yung mga kaopisina niya, kinainisan siya kasi pinapakan sila para lang makakyat siya. And so friends, if you climb the ladder of success and you're on the wrong wall, then friends, you have the wrong purpose and life is wasted. Kaya hindi mo pwede na yung ating goal in life is just to get rich. Friends, don't misunderstand me. I have not had these riches. Hindi ko kasalanan na maging mayaman. Kung ditulutan ng Panginoon na maging mayaman ako, abay okay lang sa akin yan. Titiisin ko kung gagawin ako mayaman ng Panginoon. Sabi ko nga, gusto ko yung jacuzzi ko, kabilang ng bed ko. Parang pag gising ko, talaga roll lang ako sa jacuzzi ko, nandiyan na agad warm water. Pero kapatid, ito po ang babala ni Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul warned us in this words. He said, but people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into ruin and destruction. So kapatid, kapag riches lang po ang ating hinanap, ang problema is we can fall into temptation and then we can be trapped by many foolish and harmful desires. Meron isang pamilya na nag-migrate sa Canada, a family of 4, there were 2 kids. They started from square one. Kasi sa Canada, when you migrate there, you cannot use your profession. Even when you're an engineer in the Philippines, you cannot be employed in an engineering firm. Kahit na doktor ka, hindi pwede mag-doktor. And so for the first 3 years, talagang struggle yan sa Canada. Maghuhugas ka muna sa McDonald's, magiging security guard kasi sa talagang 3 years, talagang kumataas yung pride mo, you will not last in Canada. Kasi parang maaawa ko sa sarili mo, doktor ako, tapos itong trabaho. But after 3 years, you have your Canadian experience, you can be employed in other companies, you can upgrade yourself. Kung gusto mong i-practice yung pagiging nurse mo, mayroong bridging program. And so this family, after 3 years, they were able to survive. They bought their first house, nakapag-mortgage sila, may trabaho sila, the father and the mother had a job, and then they were able to buy another house. Itong pangalawang bahay, na mortgage nila, na-parent nila. And so yung renta, tamang-tama lang pambayad sa mortgage, kaya they were able to maintain 2 houses. And then they were able to buy another house. Yung pangatlong bahay, pinarent din nila. And so now, they stopped working, they're just waiting for the rental to come in. Medyo marami ng pera. Now once you have the money, you want pleasure. So ito na yung sinasabi ni Paul, you fall into temptation and then you become trapped by many fools and harmful desires. And because of this wanting for pleasure, the husband went back to the Philippines at doon na nagkaroon ng affair. And it destroyed the family. The children, the wife, they separated. And it's so sad. Sayang. Pero dahil sa kayamanan, nasira lahat. So kapatid, ang warning dito, hindi kasalanan na maging mayaman, but don't make that as your ultimate goal in life, na yumaman ka lang. In fact, the Lord Jesus Christ warned us in His words. He said, but what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Ano ibig sabihin niya? May mga bagay sa mundo na mas importante kaysa sa iba. There are things in life more important than the others. Your spiritual life is more important than your physical life. Aanuhin mo yung kayamanan dito sa mundo, pagka namatay ka, sa impyerno ka naman. Sayang. You need to think about your spiritual life. Kaya living a balanced life. So si Apostle Paul, sabi niya, in order to run this race, sa verse 10, sabi niya, I want to know Christ. First of all, find your purpose, know Him personally. You need to know Jesus Christ in a personal way. Very important po yan. Hindi mo sinabi ni Pablo, I want to know about Christ. And then sabi niya, I want to know Christ. There's a lot of difference between knowing about Christ and knowing Christ. Yung word na know po dyan is to know experientially. Hindi lang mentally. You can research about Jesus Christ. Know a lot of things about Him. Pero kung wala kang personal na relationship sa Kanya, then friends, unfortunately, on Judgment Day, hindi ka papapasukin sa langit. You cannot enter heaven. The Lord Jesus Christ gave this scenario, sabi niya on Judgment Day, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did you not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles? Wow! I mean, kung titignan natin itong mga taong to, nag-perform ng miracles, nag-drive out ng demons, walang kaduda-duda, Kristiyano to. They must be Christians for able to do these things. Have you driven out demons? Nakapag-perform na pa kayong miracles? Tayo nga, hindi. But these people, oh wow! Nagawa nila lahat yan. And yet, on that day, that's Judgment Day, what will Jesus Christ say to them? Jesus will say, I never knew you, away from me, evildoers. Wow! So that means, friends, going to heaven is not a matter of coming to church. Kahit na nagsisimba kayo linggo-linggo, kapatid, hindi garantiya yan na papasok kayo sa langit. Kasi posibleng naman nagsisimba tayo dahil enjoy natin yung fellowship, may crush tayo isa dyan, may kainan pa naman after ng fellowship, ang ganda magsimba, may kainan. Maraming iba-ibang motibo. Bakit tayo nagsisimba? Napilipan ka lang dahil yung nanay mo sabi, simba ka. Huwag ka, sisimba ka. Sabi ng misis mo, magsimba ka. Talaga naman macho. Macho nuri. And so kapatid, it's not enough Ang kailangan dito, sabi nito, I never knew you. The word know there, ang ibig sabihin niya is to know someone personally through experience. So it's having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Yan po ang guaranteed na paraan if we want to go to heaven. Having a personal relationship. Now, secondly, the Apostle Paul said, yung purpose niya is not only to know Christ, but I want to experience the mighty power that raised him from the dead. Gusto niya ma-experience yung power. Power of what? The power that raised Jesus from the dead. So, pangalawa, not only to know him personally, but to know him powerfully. I want to know him power. Gusto ma-experience ni Pablo yung power na yun that raised Jesus from the dead. Friends, how much power do you need to raise a dead person? Ganyan po, if you flatline, if your heart stops beating, meron po silang gamit yung paddles, remember that, yung defibrillator? And so they use that. If you flatline, yung power dyan is between 300 to 1,000 volts. Yung power po ng sakit na ilang po dito sa mentally. 220 ba kayo o 110? 220 kayo. Kami sa Canada, 110 kami. So yung power na nanggagaling dyan, 220 yan kapatid. Pero yung power doon sa defibrillator, 300 to 1,000 volts. Kaya kapag in-applyan ko kami, they'll say clear. Kailangan walang nakahawak ka kasi pag nakahawak ka dyan, matatransfer sa yung kuryente. And then when they say clear, pag inon yan, yung katawan aalsa because of so much power. That is to jumpstart the heart that has stopped for a few seconds. Sometimes for a few minutes. Pwede pang ulitin yung puso to jumpstart the heart. Pero kapatid, ang tanong ganito, yung jumpstart the heart for a few seconds na huminto or few minutes, how much power do you need sa isang puso na huminto na ng 3 araw? How much power do you need to jumpstart the heart that has stopped for 3 days? Kapatid, there's not enough power in the world that can jumpstart the heart that has stopped for 3 days. You can get all the power from all the world. Hindi pa rin mabubuhay ang isang patay ng 3 araw. Yan ang sabi ni Pablo, I want to experience that power that raised him from the dead. Do we need that power? Oh yes. You need that power over sin. Paano malalabanan ang pornography? Paano malalabanan ang addiction, drug addiction? Paano malalabanan yung mga kasalanan? You need that power. Not only power over sin, power over self. Yung depression. May mga tao, hindi sila maka-overcome ng depression. Suicidal thoughts, hindi nila maka-overcome ang suicidal thoughts. You need this power. You need power over Satan. Demon possession. You know? Paano natin matatanggal ang demon possession? You need this power that raised Jesus from the dead. So kapatid, sabi ni Pablo, I want to experience Him personally. I want to know Him personally. I want to know Him powerfully. May experience ko yung power na yan. Kung paano pumilos ang Panginoon. And then thirdly, sabi niya, I want to suffer with Him, sharing in His death. Did you see that prayer? I want to what? Suffer with Him, sharing in His death. Anong klaseng death? Namatay si Kristo. What kind of death did Jesus die of? Crucifixion. Now, most of us here, or maybe all of us, we've seen the Passion of the Christ. Napanood ba yung Passion of the Christ? You know, they research into this, what goes through sa crucifixion. Kaya yung passion na yan, yung kanyang suffering. Kaya si Apostle Paul sabi niya, I want to know Him passionately. The same suffering. Sabi niya, I want to experience that suffering. Wow. Have you heard of somebody made that prayer? Lord, sana na-experience ko yung suffering ninyo, Panginoon. Nag-pray naman kayo ng ganyan? Ako hindi pa ako nag-pray ng ganyan, parang hindi ko ako kaya i-pray yan. I want a comfortable life. I don't want to suffer. Pero si Pablo sabi niya, I want to experience yung suffering niya. Share in his suffering. Ano nga ba yung suffering ng isang crucifixion? Before the crucifixion, dito sa Passion of Christ, nakita natin ito, na meron mo ng scourging. Itong scourging, meron 2 lictors na taga-bugbog sa kanya, itatali siya sa 4 foot high na pole. Ang purpose niya is parang kahit na siya mawala ng malay, yung back niya naka-expose pa rin, so patuloy pa rin. You see, yung Roman scourging has no limit. Yung latigo, walang limit. The Jewish scourging is limited to 39 stripes. 39, that's the limit for Jewish scourging. Pero yung Roman scourging has no limit. Basta may pulso pa, sige pa, bira pa, pago pa. Basta maramdaman nilang huminga pa, pwede pang paguin. Yung Jewish scourging is limited to 39 stripes. Pero ito, walang limit. Yan yung 2 lictors. Yung head lictor siya, una, ang hawak-hawak niya dyan is the flagellum. Yung flagellum na yan, 1 foot yung handle niyan, tapos 3 to 4 feet yung strips ng leather. Sa dulo ng leather, merong mga metallic strips. And so gagawin ng lictor, ipapalog niya yan in such a way na talagang akapit sa likod yung mga metallic endings niya. And then, hihilahin niya so that the lacerations will be maximum. So palitan yan, the 2 lictors, they will take turns until the back is just filled with lacerations. Magpo-collapse na yung tao. Many people die just going through the scourging. That's a loss of blood. Ang tawag dyan is hemodynamic shock. Because of so much loss of blood, people just die. Hindi na umaabot sa crucifixion. But in the case of the Lord Jesus Christ, buhay pa siya after the scourging. And so now they went through the crucifixion. Dito sa crucifixion, they will use a 5 to 7 inches na nails or spikes. So muna ipapalo yan dito sa may wrist portion. Hindi dito sa kamay. Traditionally, they say it's not because mabilis mapintas, no? Because of the weight of the body. But here, dyan sa may wrist, meron dyan nerve. Ito yung tinatawag na median nerve. Meron dyan parang skeletal formation na pwedeng sabitan yung spike. Have you experienced that na pag tinamaan nyo yung pamibong dito? Pag tinamaan, ano mangyayari? Meron parang kuryente. Di ba? So ito, pag tama ng spike sa median nerve, that's like yung pamibong. Parang i-squeeze siya ng screwdriver. Parang ginagano. Kaya sobrang sakit niya. And so you can just hear the cries of the victims ng crucifixion because of the so much pain. So on both hands, both wrists, gagawin yan. Sa paa, both feet will just have one spike. Now yung paa, all the nerve endings, they end dun sa paa. Kaya pag tama niyan, tataman ng lahat ng nerve endings, kaya the pain is so much, they will be screaming in pain. In fact, they don't have a word in Latin to describe the pain of crucifixion. They have to invent a word. Yung word na invento nila, excruciatus. X means out of the cross. That's where we got the English word, excruciating. That's where we got the word excruciating. It's the pain coming out of the cross. So friends, sabi ni Apostle Paul, I want to suffer with him, sharing in his death. Can you imagine that kind of prayer? Kaya para sa kanya, to be in prison, baliwala yan. It's nothing. And that's why he can rejoice in the book of Philippians. Kasi yung prayer niya, he wants to experience the death of the Lord Jesus Christ. Kaya kapatid, yung tatlo na yan, find your purpose. Know Him personally, know Him powerfully, and know Him passionately. Everything in life hangs on that one word, and that word is purpose. Everything in life hangs on that one word. Kasi nga, pag you don't have a purpose, your life is worthless. If you have the wrong purpose, your life is wasted. But friends, it's the purpose that determines your priorities. Kung ano yung purpose mo sa buhay, yan na mag-determine sa iyong priorities. Ano ang priority mo, kapatid? Try to think of this. If your priority is to know Christ, that means, what are your priorities? If your purpose is to know Christ, then what are your priorities? If you want to know Christ, then Bible study becomes a priority. Prayer meeting becomes a priority. Attending the worship service becomes a priority. Kasi nga yung purpose mo is to know Christ. But if your priority is just to get rich, gusto ko lang yumaman, anong priority mo? Kung yan ang purpose mo, yumaman lang. Anong priority? Siyempre, trabaho. Yan ang priority kasi yumaman. Yung Bible study, huwag ka muna yan. Mamaya na, pag mayaman na ako, huwag ka muna ngayon. You know? So your purpose determines your priorities. Kaya kapatid, napaka-importante tanong dito is what is your purpose in life? What is your purpose in life? Ano ba talaga ang goal mo sa buhay? Here in Bologna, what is your goal in life? Friends, the fundamental prerequisite for defining what's really important is to first establish the purpose of life itself. Para malaman mo yung priorities mo, kailangan intindihin mo, alamin mo muna yung purpose mo. Here's a quotation from one of my favorite preachers, si Rabbi Zacharias. Sabi niya rito, basahin natin lahat, all together. Ready, read.
Any pleasure that refreshes you without diminishing you, distracting you, or sidetracking you from the ultimate goal is an legitimate pleasure.
What is he saying? What he's saying here is this. Kung ano man yung gagawin mo, whatever activity you be involved in, the movies you watch, the books you read, the websites you visit, the friends you associate with, whatever you do in life, they should not diminish, they should not distract you, they should not sidetrack you from the ultimate goal, from your purpose. So let's break this down. For example, estudyante ka. Meron pa ba estudyante dito? Do you still have students here? Come raise your hand. Meron estudyante. Meron estudyante pa dito. There is still have students here. Now here, students. As a student, what is your goal? As a student, what's your goal? To graduate. That's your goal. As a student, is to graduate. Now, if you're a Christian, your goal is not just to graduate. Ang goal mo dapat maging 9-10 Christian. Ano yung 9-10 Christian? 9-10. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. That means, your goal is to graduate with honors. Hindi yung 75, tama na yan, 75, okay na, basta graduate lang. Hindi! Because you're a Christian, your standard of excellence is high because you're serving an excellent God, you want to graduate with honors. That's your goal as a Christian student. Now, whatever pleasure na gagawin mo, they should not diminish, distract, or sidetrack you from ultimate goal, which is to graduate with honors. So kapatid, is spending so much time on Facebook a priority or not? Will Facebook diminish, distract you, or sidetrack you from your goal to graduate? Posible, di ba? Is spending so much time in computer games, would that be a priority? No, because they can distract you, they can diminish you, they can sidetrack you. Is having a boyfriend and a girlfriend a priority? Ayun, dito na tayo magtatalo ngayon. Now, we're not saying na pagka may boyfriend ka, if you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, that you're sinning. We're not saying that. But here, you need to think very clearly. Is having a boyfriend, will that diminish me? Will that distract me? Will that sidetrack me from my goal to graduate? Some people, they get distracted by the boyfriend. Hindi sila makagraduate. Nakatanggap lang ng MD, marriage degree. Hindi na nakatapos, nagpakasal na kasi nagbuntis. So, ano nangyari? Na-sidetrack siya, na-distract siya, na-diminish siya. Now, for some people, having a boyfriend is an inspiration. Graduate ako kasi may boyfriend nangihintay sa akin. Ba, talaga. May iba ganun. Ang epekto sa kanila, inspiration. Sa iba, impediment. Nagiging hadlang para maging makagraduate with honors. So friends, very important having a purpose. What is your goal in life? Because that determines your priorities. Kaya kapatid, for us Christians, ito po ang ating goal, ito ang purpose natin, basahin natin, ready me.
To know Him and to make Him.
Every Christian, yan po ang goal natin. It's to know Him and to make Him known. Alright? Whatever stage in life, whether you're a student or a young adult, a professional, married or single, yan po lahat ang goal natin in life, is to know Him and to make Him known. So sabi ni Pablo, secondly, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. Number 2, friends, if you want to continue running the race, kailangan, pangalawa, you need to forget your past. You need to forget your past. For the Apostle Paul, kung sabihin niya, forgetting the past, medyo mahirap yung kanyang past. Because the Apostle Paul committed murder in order to pursue his goal to destroy Christianity. I don't know about you, pero may mga nangyari sa past na somehow for some people, they cannot move on. They are haunted by the past. Yung mga napatay ni Pablo, yung mga pinarusahan niya, yung mga pamilyang nabuwag dahil sa kanya, all of this, they can haunt his conscience. He can be filled with guilt. Pero sabi ni Pablo, if I am to move forward, I need to forget my past. Tayo rin kapatid, we need to forget past guilt. Kailangan natin isang tabi ang mga nangyari sa buhay. For some people, it's very traumatic. Maybe, for some people in Canada, hirap sila makamove on because they already committed abortion. Some women, they find it hard to move on kasi nakapag-abort sila. Hindi madali, kasi alam mo, nakapatay ka. For some people, their past, meron silang mga na-take advantage, may mga criminals silang nagawa. And so friends, if we are to move on, running the race, we need to forget past guilt. We need to commit everything to the Lord. Humingi ka ng patawad sa Panginoon, and God can forgive you of your past. You need to trust that God loves you, that God understands what happened in the past. But then, hindi lang po yung forget the past, we need to forget past grief. Some people, they cannot move on kasi namatayan sila. Meron mga ganun, di ba namatayan, hindi na makamove on. I mean, friends, some of the things that had happened in the past, very tragic. We need some time to grieve. Okay lang po yan. If you need to grieve, you need to grieve. Pero you cannot be grieving all throughout your life. Hindi ka pwedeng habang buhay ka na nagluluksa. You need to put an end to it. Kailangan, you need to disconnect with the past na tapos na, nangyari na. You need to move on. And so we need to forget past grief. We need to forget past grudges. Has somebody hurt you? Meron ka bang kinainisan na tao na sobrang inis mo, hindi ka makatulog dahil sobrang galing ko sa tao ko? Hindi ba may minsan gano'n? Yung bitterness. There's nothing like bitterness to stop us on our tracks. Hindi tayo makabubol dahil sa galing natin. May tao, nautangan ka, nakita mo sa mall, may daldalang MK, bumili ng MK ka, may utang sa akin. Talaga namang sobrang ngit-ngit mo, kaopisina mo, chinichismis ka, pagkakita mo na sa mukha niya, wala yung sanctification. Kumukulo na yung dugo mo. Kapatid, it's very dangerous. The writer of Hebrews said, you need to uproot bitterness. Kailangan mo tanggalin sa puso yung mga pukot, yung mga galit sa puso natin. Why? Because bitterness is like an acid. The acid destroys the container. Yung container mo, yung puso mo. Yung bitterness, yung acido. So yung container, yung puso mo, yan ang nadi-destroy. And that's why the Bible says, you need to uproot the bitterness. Minsan nga, mag-asawa, di ba? Nag-away sila. Yung asawa, yung misis, nandun, hindi makatulog. Yung husband, nakakahabot na. Kaya galit na galit yung misis, nainis na inis. Ikaw, nakakatulog, oh. Ako, galit pang dito. Ikaw ang lugi. Ikaw yung container ng bitterness. Yung asawa mo, lakas kumain, ikaw hindi makakain dahil sa galit mo sa kanya. Ikaw pumapayat, siya tumataba. And so kapatid, it destroys you. Kaya yung grudges na yan, we need to let go of those grudges. Ipasa Diyos mo na lang, kapatid. May utang yan. Pasa Diyos mo na lang. Manalangin ka na lang. Lord, punin mo na siya. No, wag naman. Huwag naman ganong prayer. Pero ibig sabihin dito, kapatid, you need to let go and let God. You need to let go and let God. Because some things, you cannot allow them to control your present because that will determine your future. Kaya sabi ni Pablo, sabi niya, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead. 3 statements I want for all of us to read together. Here's the first statement. Basahin natin lahat. Ready, read.
It doesn't matter what the past has been.
It's what you do with the present that determines your future. Your past will not determine your future if you do what is right in the present. You need to let go and let God. Iba sa Diyos mo na, kapatid. Tapos na yun. Number 2 statement, let's read. Ready, read.
It doesn't matter how long it's not.
It's what God does to you. So if you truly repent, kahit na nakapatay ka ng tao, kahit na ready, read.
It doesn't matter what happened to you last year.
What matters most to God now is what you can be this year. So again, your past does not have to determine your future. It's what you do with the present. Kaya pagkapatid, ang una, if we want to continue running the race, we need to find your purpose. What's our purpose? And then number 2, we need to forget our past, let go and let God. And then yung pangatlo, and lastly, if we are to continue running this race, we need to face our predicament. You need to face your problems. You need to face the crisis that you're going through. Huwag kang magtago, kapatid. Don't just bury your head in the sand. You need to face your predicament. Napaka-importante dito, kapatid. Alamin mo kung sino ka. And so here the Apostle Paul, he said in verse 12, not that I have already obtained all this or have already been made perfect, but I press on. Ibig sabihin yan, he knew what is in front of him. Alam niya yung nakakulong siya. He knows the hindrances, but he made a decision that he will press on. He will not give up. In another verse 13, sabi niya, I have not achieved it. Ibig sabihin, he knows exactly where he is. But I focus on this one thing. And so he's focused on that one thing so that he can overcome his present situation. Kaya kapatid, napaka-importante po rito, in order to face our problems in the future, ano bang mga problema na haharapin natin? Mga changes, mga challenges, mga crises that we have to face. All of us will be facing changes. Ngayon, all of us will be 1 year older. Changes yan. 1 year older tayo. Ako, hindi na ako nabibigla ng edad. Kaya yung favorite store ko na binibigla ng damit, Forever 51. Doon na ako parang sa Forever 51. Hanggang dyan na lang ako kapatid. Hindi ko na binibilang. Pero kapatid, all of us will face changes, challenges, and a crisis. Kaya napaka-importante, basahin natin, ready, read.
Understanding first who we are.
Will determine what we do. Napaka-importante, alamin natin sino tayo. Because friends, if you know who you are, you know your ability. Si Pablo sabi niya, I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize. I press on. Kaya kapatid, in order for us to face our predicament, importante po rito, you cannot rise above your present predicament unless you know your real identity and realize your true potential. Ano ibig sabihin niyan? Kilalanin mo kung sino ka. who you are before God, and that will help determine your capacity, yung abilidad mo, yung kakayanan mo. Kasi kapatid, yung ating identity, wag malaman natin identity natin, that will determine our ability. Kaya importante, alamin natin sino ba talaga tayo, ano ba talaga yung abilidad natin, ano ba yung makakaya natin. Look at what the Apostle Paul wrote to the Romans. Ito sabi niya, to all in Rome. Now, ito pong sulat na to, hindi lang po para sa mga Christians sa Rome, pwede rin po para sa atin yan. Pwede natin palitan yan. To all in Bologna. Kaya kasama na kayo dito. If somehow you're doubting na kasama kayo, palitan natin yan. To all in JCLC. Wala na, talagang kasama na kayo dito. Kayo na included dito. Sabi dito, ano ba yung identity natin? Una-muna to JCLC, who are what? Who are loved by God. You are loved by God. That's who you are. Mahal ka ng Diyos. Kapatid, a lot of times when we go through tough times, when we go through a crisis, it's so easy to think that God doesn't love us. Hindi ata ako mahal ng Diyos. Kung mahal ako ng Diyos, bakit wala pa rin akong boyfriend na natin? Yun, minsan naglulugan tayo. Bakit wala pa rin akong asenso? Bakit wala pa rin akong papeles? You know, a lot of times we think that God hates us. But friends, that's the lie of the enemy. You need to be convinced na mahal ka ng Diyos. Come on, turn to the one sitting beside you. Sabi mo, you are loved by God. Come on, just turn around. Say, you are loved by God. You are loved by God. Never doubt the love of God. Kahit ano mangyari, kapatid, kahit umuwi ka ng Pilipinas, kahit wala ng trabaho dito, tatandaan mo, you are loved by God. Pangalawa, hindi lang po tayo loved by God. We are called to be what? We are called to be saints. Aba, ang tintingan. Mga santo pala kayo. Sabihin nga sa katabi mo, you are a saint. Come on, just say it. You are a saint. Binuhin mo, you are a saint. Di ba nakakatindig balahibo? Santo pala yung husband mo? Santo ka pala. Binuhin mo yan, santo yung husband mo. Parang hindi ka parang paniwala. Parang please believe it or not. Pero kapatid, yan ang pananaw ng Panginoon sa atin. That's how God views us. You and I are saints of God. Ano ba yung sabihin ng word na saint? Kasi sa Roman Catholic system, yung saint is somebody who's already dead in the Roman Catholic. But sa Biblia, a saint is still alive. Kasi yung word na saint simply means set apart. Na-set apart yan for a special purpose only yan. Na-set apart yan. Kagaya ng mga vehicles sa Pilipinas. How do you know that the vehicle is government-owned? How do you know that the vehicle, the car is government-owned? The plate number is red and then there are words on the side. Ano ba nasulat sa side? For official use also. Only. Alright? For official use only. Ibig sabihin yan, that car is a saint. Ang ibig sabihin ng saint, it's been set apart for official use only. Kapatid, nung tumanggap ka sa Panginoon, when you pray to receive the Lord Jesus Christ, God gave you a mark. Ano mark ka? For God's use only. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng word na saint. You have been set apart for God's use only. But unfortunately, just like the government vehicles in the Philippines, ang nakasulat sa atin minsan, for God's use also. Kasi we also allow ourselves to be used by Satan. Kaya kapatid, when you go out that door after the service, tandaan mo, you are a saint of God. That will make a difference in the way you treat your wife, in the way you treat your children, in the way you go to work tomorrow. Pagpasok mo sa opisina, tandaan mo, I'm a saint of God. Aba, mababago yung pagtatrabaho, santo ka eh. Pati pagdadrive mo, mababago, I'm a saint. Kasi yung mga saint na mag-drive, parang demonyo eh. Ang tapak sa gasolina, Hello kapatid, remember, that's how God views us. We are saints of God. You are a saint. Kaya, ito po ang statement in Chuck's Gold. Let's read this together. All together, ready, read.
We can rise above our present predicament and
unless we know our real identity and realize our full potential. Let me close with two stories. The first story is just a story, not a true story. The second is a true story. And then we'll pray. Yung unang story ko, ito po ang story ng isang American Indian. This American Indian found an eagle's egg doon sa eagle's nest. Ang ginawa ng American Indian, he scooped this eagle's egg and then placed it on the nest of prairie chicken. Ano yung prairie chicken? Yan ang prairie chicken. And so the eagle's egg was placed on the prairie chicken's nest. And then the egg hatched. Nag-hatch na yung eagle's egg. Ngayon, itong eagle na yan, anong tawag sa mga eagle? Eaglet or something? Ano ba ito? Sisir. And so yan, eaglet na yan, pagtingin niya sa nanay niya, prairie chicken. Pagtingin niya sa tatay niya, prairie chicken. And so this eagle grew up believing that he's a prairie chicken. And so he would eat the same way prairie chickens would eat. When he flies, he would fly the same way prairie chickens would fly, just a few thrust of wings, just a few feet above the ground. One day, this eagle became an adult. He was looking up into the skies and then he saw this magnificent bird. Pagtingin niya, wow! Sabi niya, what a beautiful bird! What is it? And then his prairie chicken neighbor, sabi ng chicken, that's an eagle, the chief of the birds. But don't give it a second thought, you would never be like him. And this eagle never gave it a second thought. And this eagle died thinking that he's a prairie chicken. Sayang. Because he did not know his true identity, he did not experience his true potential. Hindi niya alam na kaya niya pananiparin mo. Kapatid, very important that you know your identity so that you know your ability. Sino ka? Mahal ka ng Diyos. Isa kang santo. You have been forgiven by God. You are now a child of God. You are the daughter of the King of Kings. You are the son of the Lord of Lords. You need to know your identity. Bakit? Kasi kapatid, if you don't know your identity, the tendency is to copy the people around you. Mangongopya ka. Because everybody is having a tattoo. Because you don't have your sense of identity, you just copy all these tattoos. Because everybody is having piercings. Lahat na may mga piercings. You don't have your identity, mangongopya ka. Kasi wala kang sense of identity. Pag may boyfriend kang non-Christian, doon napapasama. Pag may boyfriend na non-Christian. Pag sinabi ng non-Christian na boyfriend, oy, birthday ko nag-check-in na ako. Nagkaroon na ako ng hotel room para sa akin. Wala. Because you don't have your identity, papayag ka lang sa boyfriend mo. Pero kung may identity ka, alam mo kung sino ka, pwede mo sabihin sa boyfriend mo, ano ka? Don't you know that this body belongs to the Holy Spirit? This is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Binayaran ni Kristo ng dugo niya to. I am a daughter of the King of Kings. You go back to your mama and have your diapers changed. Alam mo yung capacity mo. Kasi may identity ka. Alam mo kung sino ka. If you don't know your identity, you don't know your ability. Kaya kapatid, one thing more tragic than an eagle dying believing that is a prairie chicken is a born-again Christian, a Christian who has been washed in the blood, a Christian who has been forgiven of his sins, a Christian who has been filled with the Holy Spirit, a Christian who is bound to heaven, and yet he's living a defeated life, he's burdened by guilt, he's distorted by bad habits, he's ravaged by a bad conscience, he's hardened by self-indulgence, and he's disfigured by sin. Nothing can be more tragic than that. Kristiyano ka, nalulung ka sa isang kasalanan. We are not to walk in the body, we are to soar in the sky. That's God, how God designed us. Kaya kapatid, very important statement, basahin natin ulit lahat. predicament unless we know our real identity and realize our true potential. Kaya kapatid, if you want to continue running the race, yung pangatlo, you need to face your predicament. Paano mo maharap ang problema? Para maharap ang problema, know your identity to determine your ability. Kaya si Pablo, tinapos niya yung letter to the Philippians with this word. Sabi niya, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You need to know your ability. You need to know your identity. Because of Christ, I can face any predicament. With Christ, I can solve any problem. With Christ, I can rise above the difficulties. Because with Christ, anak niya ako. I'm the son of the King of Kings. I'm the daughter of the Lord of Lords. You can forgive the unforgivable. You can love the unlovable. You can touch the untouchable. If you know your identity. Let me close with this true story. This is a true story between a father and his wife, husband and wife. He is a father of 2 kids, 2 young boys, a family of 4. The father is in the military. Na-assign siya sa Japan. He was stationed in Japan. And so he bid goodbye to his wife and his 2 sons. This is a true story. This was before the internet. He promised his wife that he's going to write every week, and promised his 2 sons that they're going to get a letter from him every week. And so he flew to Japan. And then when he was in Japan, he would write every week to his wife and his 2 kids. The weekly letter became a monthly letter, once a month, sulat siya. Tapos yung once a month became every other month. And then the letters stopped coming. And so the wife and the 2 kids were wondering, ano nangyari kay Daddy? Why is he no longer writing anymore? And then this letter came. The father sent this letter. No matter how I write this letter, you will be broken-hearted before the end of the letter. But I will not be going back home. I am falling in love with another woman here, and our romance is building very strongly. And we will be getting married. And please tell the children that I will not be coming home. The wife in the U.S. was so devastated. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't talk to her kids. Hindi niya masabi anong nangyari sa tatay nila. But one day the son was asking, Mom, where's the letter from Dad? And the mother just said, Son, your dad is no longer coming back home. Why, Mom? Well, he fell in love with another woman in Japan. And you know, these little kids, they don't really understand. And so he asked the mother, sabi niya sa mother niya, Mommy, can I ask you something? Just because Daddy doesn't love us anymore, does it mean we are not allowed to love him anymore? And then the mother was shocked by this question. She knew the answer to this question, but she cannot blurt it out. She was trying to muster all the courage, and then finally said to the son, No, son, we're still allowed to love your dad. And then the son said, Okay, Mommy, if we're still allowed to love Daddy, even if he doesn't love us anymore, can you write to him and ask Daddy, Daddy, please continue writing to us? Even if you don't love us anymore, we still want to love you. And so it was so hard for the wife, but that's what she did. Wrote to the dad, wrote to the husband. And so this letter came, and then finally, one letter came one day. In this last letter, the husband said, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to be writing this way to you, but I have just found out I have cancer. Buti na. No. Wala ko sa story. I have cancer. And I'm not going to live very long. I do not have much money to support my family here because I've completed my pension back there. Would you consider it possible every month to save up some money after I die and send it to my family here to help them? Wow! Ang kapal! Sobra naman. I mean, she cannot believe her eyes. And the anger was just building in her heart. And then she remembered what her son said. The son, the words, just because daddy doesn't love us anymore doesn't mean we are not allowed to love him anymore. And so she wrote back to her husband in Japan. Sabi niya, I'm sorry but we're tied up here as well. We don't have enough money to support ourselves. I cannot send you money to support your family there in Japan. But here's what we'll do. Send your family here to America and they can stay with us. We will teach them the language. We will teach them to be self-supporting. And then we can let them go. And that's what they did. The father in Japan sent his family to America, stayed with his original family. They taught them the language. They helped them to be self-supporting. And then they parted ways. The wife, at the end of the article, she said, I can either look back upon my life and curse that man every moment for what he had done to me with sheer anger and find myself molested twice over, or I can thank God for giving me the privilege of shining His light in a very dark time in this world. Paano niya nagawa magpatawad? Kapatid, if you don't know your identity, hindi mo makakayanan magpatawad. If you do not know who you are. But if the Holy Spirit is in your heart, you have the power to love the unlovable, to forgive the unforgivable, to touch the untouchable. You need to know who you are, because this is an evil world. How we wish that everything will be smooth. But friends, God did not promise a Disneyland for us Christians. He promised that His presence will be with us whatever happens in life. Kaya kapatid, how do we keep pressing on? Whatever problem we are facing in life, number one, we need to find our purpose. What's our purpose? Number two, we need to forget our past. How do we do it? And number three, we need to face our predicament. We need to determine our ability. So let's just, I'd like for us to sing a song before we close in prayer. Can I ask the worship team to join me here? Let's just sing a commitment song or something. Isang kanta lang. And then halfway through the song, I'll be asking people, I do not know what your situation is right now, but if God is touching your heart and you're saying to yourself, Lord, I want to commit my